And welcome back.
Welcome.
Now we have
everything. We have one person on the live.
Do we?
Is that you, girl? Hey, girl. We are actually doing Instagram live right now as well. We are trying to dip our toes in everything. So we are doing live recording,
podcast,
YouTube, and Instagram live. And I see some hearts. Thank you so much.
Oh wow, this is cool. I've never done anything like this, so
yeah. we're definitely.
Hey.
Doing a lot of different
things.
Moving
up in the world.
Because the world is a fucking
shit
show and crazy.
Well, So what do you want to do? What do you want to discuss? We set all this stuff up, and then it's like, what do we want to talk about? I'm like, who cares? We'll wing it. But might not be a good idea when you could do live to wing it.
Well,
but
we always can find we always can find stuff to talk about.
Right.
What I hate is before we start recording. Well, it's not so much something I hate, but we always have a great discussion before we record, and we're like, we should have been recording, so we talk about everything.
Wait, she said something. Hi, Muffin.
Hi, Muffin. Yes, we call each other Muffin.
Okay.
That's one of our very good informants. No, I'm kidding. It's one of our followers. I've known her for over 10 years. So,
nice.
Welcome. Thank you for saying hello.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Make sure to like, share,
and
subscribe on our YouTube and Instagram podcast. We are on Castbox, Pandora, Spotify, and iTunes.
Moving up in the world.
4. We're going to have to find the other ones. Amazon. I'm going to try Amazon.
Amazon and Rumble. We got to do Rumble too.
Rumble. Oh yeah, we're going to do Rumble.
Because I'm worried about the YouTube channel censoring. Because I just uploaded a YouTube video, and I'm worried. Sometimes I'm having to be very careful.
And I'm very vulgar. I curse a lot.
Well, no, I'm just very vocal with like
political
who I talk about. I can't say the T-Man too much, or they'll just be like
the T-Man.
The T-Man, the orange guy.
Tooth Fairy.
Yeah. The Tooth Fairy. Tony Todd.
It's almost
Candyman. No, I didn't look at that. I didn't look at him here. I didn't look at anything.
We died tonight.
It'll be on camera. 2 podcasters mysteriously die. Were they boosted? Sorry, that's wrong.
We were doxxed.
No, you, not me.
That's the term.
Not me.
No one can find me.
No.
I live in a hole.
They know where we are right now.
Where are we? You want to give the address?
No.
We're undisclosed.
We're in a bunker? We're in a black site. We got plenty of spam and, like, canned water.
How about that? I'm so irritated. I mean, obviously we know inflation. The prices of things are going up like crazy, but Bidenomics really helps.
Or as I like to call it,
better.
As I call it when I respond to him, Bidenflation. That's what I call it.
Yeah, it's really... I went to Costco, and I literally grabbed... the toilet paper. Remember when toilet paper was so scarce because of COVID? Everyone went crazy. So I grabbed the toilet paper and I looked at the sign and I go, 1959? What the hell? The toilet paper from Costco used to cost $15 and some change.
1959? Did you go 88 miles an hour on the way there? Well, jeez.
No.
Did you get it?
I think it was that.
Joke went right over your head.
Yeah.
88 miles per hour. Okay. But anyway, that's why the talent is sitting here. Keep going. Costco.
So I'm just like complete. And then when I realized what the price was now for toilet paper, I started to realize that it's less on the toilet rolls, so you're paying more for less toilet paper. And I just started to get irritated. I had to get eggs, and I was like, great. Now I can't buy my organic eggs because that's $7.99, and then I had to buy the regular eggs because they're $3.99. Thankfully, but it's just ridiculous. Like I don't know how we're gonna survive this. And they talk about it so much. Like someone talked about last week. I saw a video that said this girl. She's like, I really don't understand, and she's just like out of the blue. Maybe she's just out of high school, and she's like, I don't understand why we work, we get taxed on out of our paycheck, and then we go buy something, we get taxed again, and then we go like buy essential stuff like a car, tax, groceries, tax.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just don't get it. And then at the end of the year, we may have to pay taxes. So, I know. She's got lots to say about inflation.
No. That's what do you think about the supposed new lockdowns?
Yeah, we've been talking about it.
Have you guys been talking about it?
Yeah, we talk a lot about it. We share videos of TikToks and stuff.
I'm on Facebook with. I knew him a while back. He posted something, a memorandum of the state legislation, how they did pass laws and legislation back in, what was it, early 2021, stating that they could not impose mask mandates and lockdowns in private businesses, schools. So there are some laws on the books, some legislations on the books that hopefully will keep them from doing that to us this time. I think there's a state of emergency that our Twittable governor could impose if she comes out of hiding and the cartels let her speak, that she could do it, but it's only like 90 days, so it couldn't even be like 120. And the new shot. Yeah, that's
the new what?
Shot.
Yeah, that it already rolled out. We don't have the intern to find out for sure.
I thought she said last time it was September 17th. Thought she said
it's coming up. From what I'm understanding, is pharmacies are getting everything set up for these clinic shots that they're doing. I say it like that because they're actually doing specific time frames. And
so she said C shot. I was like, what, the C word? But I didn't want to say it because we're live. But
yeah. So it's I just got a text from my landlord too saying that they are all sick, and he said something about a shot, and I was like, oh no, did he really go get another one, or like?
Well, but I saw a report just today saying that there's research that shows that this variant is not going to be as bad as they even thought would be possible. It's like every other variant; it's going to burn through the population like that, but it's not going to cause any real damage or problems or anything with anyone. They did say the only problem that you could find is people who have been overly boosted. They could be more at risk, actually. But we talked about that. I said the new virus, once they decided if they did the depopulation thing, would be a virus that attacks the spike protein that's in the vaccine.
Right, yeah.
And that's the thing that they worry about.
We actually follow a spiritual page. I've always talked about this in our episodes, is there's many things that you can follow to understand what's going on or what your beliefs are on certain things. When I say spiritual, I don't mean religious. I'm talking about like intuition, if you want to get more in depth of like chakras, third eye, spiritual guides and stuff like that.
Yeah, you said you listen to
a lot of people, I've seen a lot of videos, and we actually share videos. We follow someone that talks about that, and they say that this whole, I don't know, can I say it? The COVID?
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah. I was like, are we going to get flagged? Like, everyone talks about it.
I doubt it.
But that the more they do these vaccines, or like the more they mutate, and like, we have everything. We got the food, the mosquitoes that got dropped. We have the climates that are created, or like hurricanes and like clouds. All this stuff is created. So we actually follow someone that said it'll have to do with her, as far as like Kamala Harris said, decrease in population will have to do with frequencies, which there's been tons of like, I guess, foreshadowing with movies about how frequencies can like really affect people, like based off of, like you were saying, spike proteins, but like they're thinking there's like some kind of metal that'll be in the body
that they put in the food and it's in our systems,
and it will be with frequencies that it'll hurt people. There was a movie that I can't remember what movie it is, and everyone just like dropped dead.
Oh, I think I saw
they literally like released something, and then boom, they all fell, and there was only like few people, very little people that were left. And then that movies say a lot. They foreshadow.
Like I said, she said, that's what she was saying as far as the variant is. They have a brand new variant that pops up. What's this new variant? But here, take your booster for it. And it's like, how did you know what? It's like, and it's kind of like the flu, because with a respiratory virus, it's like someone at work was like, I need to get my flu shot. I was like, but you don't know what flu strain's out there.
Yeah.
You don't just wait. That's backstock. That's last year's strain. So I think. So it's like, is this a new booster, or is this just the old shit they're just trying to get rid of?
My understanding too is there's so many placebos that went out when they first rolled out this stuff.
Yeah, those were the PCR tests. Those were the placebos.
so this may now contain, every shot has something, but I told my parents, like, please, you're not going to get any. She's very adamant about no more shots, and I agree with that. I didn't even want to get the first round of shot, but my parents were sick, and they actually
detox.
Yeah, they actually got and we've talked about that. Like,
detoxing. Get that
because
shit
of the
out
metals.
of your system.
The metals, and just and then again, if this whole thing, I think we've said this many times in our episodes. Everything is about fear. I have 3 things: fear, power, control, and then you can have money, rich, because everything is to instill fear into the American people, or just people in general in any country, and that's how they control us. There's so many recently videos of people, both spiritual and people that are just everyday average Joes, that talk about how so many of us are realizing, oh my gosh, we're manipulated. We are fed this information, this corruption, and now slowly people are. The more I see of those videos, just like at random, not me searching for them, not me looking at profiles that talk about politics. It's amazing how more and more, and this has been predicted by one of the spiritual guys we follow, or just like, you have to understand, like, fear is a very big thing. They even have a movie that's coming out of a girl who removes fear from people.
Right.
But, like, if you're fearful of something, it creates anxiety and depression. And that is, in the spiritual world, lowering your vibration and lowering your energy, so you're prone to these horrible things that are happening. And negative people. It's like, you hang out with people that are negative, you're going to be negative, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, that's one aspect that I look at. So I try to, although, like, you are very...
I plug into the people who are talking about it.
Yeah,
I plug into the people who are talking about it.
I stay away from that because, first of all, there's so much that I may not understand, but I also don't believe in that stuff. Like, I've always said, like, F the government.
Oh, these aren't government people.
Votes. I know, but I'm just saying, like, F political parties. Like, I just don't care because no one's for the people. The extremists are out there, fanatics. The people that are actually out there for the people never get enough support. And was it you that shared something about the homeless recently? Like, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. No.
I did that for the children.
Oh, for the children. Yeah, it's you just look around and, like...
Well, you're seeing that in Maui. It's still shut down.
Yeah,
it's still
Maui,
blocked off.
Oh my gosh, when I saw the video...
Because the guy I follow, he's like, this independent journalist is trying to get information. He's trying... The people are locked out of their areas. They're arresting people for trying to find their homes. They're trying to get through the barricades.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
And trying to shut him down every time he records. And the Wi-Fi's are off, and they can't get a signal.
Then I want to point out, like, journalists are having given a hard time when they ask the real questions that are like,
the joke
this doesn't make sense. Where are these bodies?
The joke of
Where
a speaker,
are these children?
the Speaker McCarthy is a joke right now. He's in Maui. And this guy's trying to question him, and he's just, like, blowing him off and then answering a mainstream question. And then, of course, our wonderful, horrible Mr. Peters in charge, talking, it's just climate change, guys. And, my Corvette almost burned up. So, I know what you guys think. Did you see that speech?
No.
That he gave when he was there in Maui? And he was like,
Was it blue? It wouldn't have burned if it was blue.
I know, it wouldn't. He's like, I had a fire once, and we almost lost everything, and I almost lost my Corvette. And it's like he had a kitchen fire. It was just... Yeah. It's like, I'm sure the people of Maui really, really love that.
I saw...
Yeah, we are energy. That is true. We are all energy. Yeah.
And the more...
It's very true.
Again, fear is such a driving factor for people. I know we've talked about it a lot, like the fear of doing this and that, but if we all were to come together, and I know everyone's like, you say all this, like, no one's going to do it. Yeah, it's true, no one is going to do it, but there's a possibility. I think with the amount of people that I'm seeing and journalists asking the questions that we ask, that's huge to me.
Main podcaster I listen to, he's actually been saying, like, I'm like, holy crap, did he listen to our podcast? Because I said a few things, because and for me, the depopulation is the biggest fear. I'm thinking the 2025 agenda that they have is just, because remember I was saying that, they have about 10 years worth of pandemics planned. Climate crisis is one of them. Because they were saying, well, we can bring masks back for other climate crises, because if there's enough fire, enough toxin, enough crap in the air from all these fires, well, then you have to mask up, stay at home, lock down. We got to cut down this footprint. We got to stop driving around, all this stuff. That's and then the economic pandemics, as far as when they've collapsed our economy or devalue the dollar, they put out, the central banking system, and then we're screwed then. So it's nonstop fear in every direction, from your money, from your food, from your medicine, from your schools. If you've got kids, you've got to worry about what are my kids going through every day that they're there. Mm-hmm. What teacher are they going to run into? This Gadsden flag kid, where he wore that "Don't Tread on Me" flag on the back of his thing, and they brought him in and said he can't wear this. The students are disturbed, and it's like the students don't have a clue what this flag is. The teacher, the administrator, because it's something that represents freedom and freedom of speech and expression, because it's a Revolutionary War flag, and it's like, so you can have all your pride flag, your trans flag, your BLM flag, your get a shot flag, but you can't have
whatever
this
flags
flag.
Are out
so
there.
It's like I could imagine having kids right now, to be honest with you. I mean, I would be like freaked out.
No,
out.
I've always said that
everything is just worry, freak out, like you said, and then the energy gets off, and it's
we have followers that are worried about their kids every time that they're going to school, and like just with how they handle things, and not just this COVID thing, but just how they handle these children. Like this young generation have no idea what it is to
green screen on that.
What was that?
It's AI or green screen. That isn't just 4 kids. Wow. Yeah, that's
so it's I look at some of this stuff and I'm like, I'm so glad I don't have any children, because I would be a fighting parent.
I'd be in trouble all the time. I couldn't have been in public school because I would be in trouble.
Yeah.
My kid wore a flag. If I had a kid wore a flag in his backpack, I would be like, I don't know what I would do. I'd go.
Just look at the election with Hillary and the orange guy. Penn State, Yale, pizza party and coloring books because your politician that you wanted to win didn't win.
They had to postpone finals.
So if I have an issue at work, can I get a pizza party and coloring book?
Play-Doh and coloring books.
Someone yelled at me or my boss told me I didn't do a good job, or like I'm losing my job. I always do a good job.
Okay,
I'm
just curious.
You know this.
Well, that's why I asked, because I do know this, but.
Oh my goodness!
Our energy was getting.
I will remind you.
I had to bring laughter.
Who had to do all the work because someone else didn't want to work? Okay.
I'm not
talking about you.
I'm
not talking about you. I'm talking about my other coworker.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. It's amazing how people don't want to work.
Yeah.
It literally is incredible. There's so many. People have been saying like the cost of things goes up, but the level of, someone said salaries have gone up 23%, but the cost of things, so like as things go up, your salary should go up, right? So it leveled out. Things have gone up this high, and salary has gone up this much.
The actual wages have gone down,
Yeah, and so how are we expected to survive? It's a huge controlling factor.
But we had a record number of jobs that were created in August.
Manufacturing jobs. Yeah, Mr. Biden saying,
well, I was like, because everybody has to have 2 and 3 jobs just to try to survive.
Exactly, but that's not a life.
So it's not a job, I know.
Yeah, it's not a life.
And then if you're on Twitter and you watch this, they are touting this.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to just reach through the phone and...
But no one knows how to work. This younger generation, like, no one knows how to work. They don't know how to socialize. They don't know how to say hello, welcome, how are you?
Wow.
They don't even want to work 2 to 3 hours a day. Remember when it was part-time? You're like, I need to work part-time because I go to school. Or I need to work part-time because I have another part-time job. Remember when part-time was the only thing available? Now everything's like, we need full-time workers. We need full-time workers. But no one wants to work. No one wants to show up on time. I mean,
we go through people because it's like, as soon as they realize they have to do work.
At my job, get this. At my job, we have an issue. We have an issue with people who don't want to do their jobs. I get it. All of us get burnt out with people. We don't want to talk to people. A lot of times, too, there's the customer service aspect. Like, customer service jobs are really rough. Retail. Dealing with people is not easy. But if you're so tired of it, you need to look around. I've always said that. Do better. Look around. Get another job. Find something else. And people are just scared of change. I understand that too, but if it's really bothering you that much, where you're turned into antidepressant, anxiety pills, like something has to change. That's the way I see things. But I've had, where I work right now, there's an issue with something. I work in a medical office, so the doctors are having an issue with someone who makes appointments. If they're having issues with that person, the person in charge of that department, do you know what they said? Was they show up on time and show up to work every day. But you're losing patients. You're losing potential business because of the way they speak to these people.
Yeah.
So you make excuses, and I have never, remember when we worked together, I have never understood that, and I still will never understand how you make excuses for someone just because they show up to work every day and they show up on time. But you're losing money in this, you're losing clientele, patients, and I'm like, then you need to fix this, and it's going to take a long time because people don't want to change.
That's shut down.
Or they were trained wrong, and you have to go from that person to the person that trained them, which is usually a lead, and then the lead who trained the lead, or you know what, the lead doesn't give a damn anymore, so we have to replace them. But no one sees that. Everyone's like, oh, no, we'll just keep going through people like crazy, or like, no, I want to keep the bad employees, even though this person that she was talking about, they don't respond to feedback well. They always say, oh, I did that. Oh, I know. I hate hearing that. I've heard that all my life. No, I did that. No, I know. If that was true, we would not be having this conversation right now. Like, hey, you did this, and we got complaints about this. No, you didn't. Oh, I know. I did that. No, I didn't do that. I know what I need to do. Even better, this person goes, hey, so-and-so, which is usually a manager, do we take this type of insurance? No, we don't take this type of insurance. The only way we can take this insurance is if they have this second. They go through the whole thing. Oh, okay. I thought so. Oh, okay. And then they turn back around, patient on the line. Yes, so we take that insurance, and it's like, you just went a complete opposite of what they told you. How do you want to keep this employee? Seriously, and I hate that. There's no discipline, there's no consequences, there's no, just a simple write-up and talking. And I don't care what anyone, I always have an issue with this, and I fight with departments.
This person is smart. I like her.
Yeah, she's a smart one.
Yeah.
And no one has that critical thinking sense. No one. It's the biggest thing we push for, critical thinking. But I don't understand how these people can work because they don't know how to use this. No common sense, no critical thinking, and yet these higher ups make excuses to keep these people.
Are you finding in your job, because I know with mine it's very easy with age, is it an age thing, or is it literally...
This lady...
No, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, oh shoot. I was trying to keep it... not hear her, but she is older.
Okay.
And yes, it is harder to train older people, but if you train someone right and you have a good trainer, they'll get it.
I'm finding it hard. The young ones just
don't have a clue. The young ones forget it. Don't even bother.
Yeah, they don't have
like
a clue.
People even close to my age, I'm like, where did you grow up? Who taught you? When did you start working? It's everywhere. Every age, everywhere. But it just irritates me. I just don't understand it because I've worked in places where if you don't show up on time, you get written up. Yeah. It counts as an occurrence. If you don't do this and there's complaints, you get written up. And like here, I'm like, dude, you're dealing with people's health and money. That's money potentially coming into the practice. And they're like, insurance. You're dealing with insurance. That's like working with money. Like in banking, if you mess something up, like it could be a big deal. Yeah. You're talking about insurance fraud. You're talking about what do they call it? Operations, policy. I mean, they can get fined for doing things wrong. So I just don't understand. Fined, everyone's like, "Oh, it's fine. Like we'll work with them." Okay, when you get sued, I'll be sitting here laughing, having a drink because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, we are dumbed down. Yep, we are. We have.
I'm not.
Dumb. Well,
I'm not
a lot of people, and like I said, I was wondering how much of the lockdowns in the 2020 really just
that's going to make us these people more dumb.
Because things weren't like great and perfect before that, but it just really seems like since that time, and everybody just stay at home, and we got out of that mode of knowing what responsibility is, knowing how to be professional, knowing what it means to work. You have to earn your paycheck. Like I said, some people think even if you make good money,
you work to get paid.
No, even if you make good money, they do well, and they're still hard. And it's still.
And the hard workers are always compensated for the ones that don't want to work. and they get tired and burnt out.
Yeah, and I hear that a lot. He's like, well, if I get more money, maybe I work more. It's like, dude,
you don't even want to do your job.
You know, I mean, so that's what it is. They have to. You can't just have some integrity and some personal integrity. And
right.
I'm going to do this job to the best of my ability because I'm getting a paycheck. I'm getting health insurance. I'm getting the benefit because they're like, I don't get any benefits. It's like, dude, you have a job.
You have a roof over your head and food.
You have sick time. You have vacation. Yeah, you have all these things, and they still. It's like, you know, it's like because remember it was like the fight for 15. The fight for 15. Well, now everybody's over 15. It's like it's not enough. It's still not.
Well, it's not because of inflation.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying it's like they just give up, you know, and it's like. But you're right. It's that constant battle of wages have gone like here. Minimum wages almost doubled, but you still can't afford.
The cost of living has not gone.
That's why some people. That's why the wages. Their wages are fine.
We can thank everyone that's moved here to the state causing that, and these universities. These universities are costing so much money, and they're building like crazy for dorms. And if the students can afford, which I don't even know because with all this student loan stuff, all these new policies and these bank acts that they came out with to like not like manipulate students to borrow more money, like it's harder. So I don't understand how these students afford these luxury apartments or dorms here in this state.
Goes on daddy's credit card, I'm sure.
And yet, well, where's these daddies? Where do they come from? Because we don't have rich people here.
They don't even have to be rich anymore. Just as long as you got a big line of credit, because they'll give you a line of
credit.
But
I don't get that because it's not that easy.
They'll give you that line of credit.
It's not that easy anymore.
That 28% interest, they'll take that from you.
Oh my gosh, I got a credit card offer. The APR was 30.49%. I showed it, and I said to the intern, I said, "Look at this."
30.
She went like this. I was like,
"Wow."
I was like, rip.
Well, I mean, look at interest rates itself in general. Homes, what are they at over 7, 7.2, 7.3?
Just a couple years ago, interest rates was at 3.75 for an auto loan. Now the starting interest rate is closer to 6%. So if you have an interest rate at 3.5,
I didn't have great credit, and I'm sitting here at 4.
You don't ever get rid of that loan.
That's why I have all this.
Don't get rid of it.
It's like I have all this equity, and it's like, oh, I could take some out and get some stuff done, but I can't because then the rate would be. So it's like I got it. Okay, I can't use anything. My auto loan 0%. I can't.
And it is not the time to sell. Do not sell your house now. Do not.
Don't.
It's not the time.
Yeah. And if you're gonna rent, don't gouge people.
Oh yeah, that's.
Because I was thinking about renting here, and it's like. And
I don't
someone's like, oh, you could get like so much, like this much, like, but that would be wrong because then I'd be a hypocrite because I think rent's too high, rent's through the roof.
It's hard. I just driving here, I just see more and more people by the highways, homeless, and no one wants to help.
Only fans.
OnlyFans? Not even that. They're having a hard time. They're never. You remember the guy who owned? Was it Pornhub? There was or Playboy? No, it wasn't Playboy. I think it was Pornhub or someone who was a main chairman of the porn industry went to Congress and said we need help with the recession when the banks were getting money. Remember when the market crashed and people were getting money? All these businesses were getting money.
Who was that? And
he was like, the adult industry is suffering too, and everyone laughed at him.
Yeah.
And I was like.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, wow, how inappropriate or like, how dare they ask for that? And it's like, dude, you're a hypocrite because you probably participate in that. And it's a business. It's a business. People make their living like that.
We've talked about sex workers before.
We have talked about it. And I think, well, that's a whole thing. Go listen to our episodes about that. We've talked so much about different things. Yeah. And it's just... I just don't get it. It just infuriates me more. And if these climate lockdowns are happening, or if they're doing these damn 15-minute cities, you've heard about that?
Oh, I told you about them.
Yeah, and she sent me a video about it too.
Yeah.
Like, if we continue to lock people down, people are hiding behind the computers already. But you know what really irritates me? People hide behind the computer, and yet you still don't make a good point. You're a bully, but like you still suck. Because you still aren't a good bully. So when COVID lockdowns happen, social anxiety, people are like, suicide. Oh, I'm social anxiety, so this is great. I don't have to go talk to anyone. Suicide. Then the real world, now you're out in the real world again, and you still don't know how to talk to people. This younger generation, when you go to McDonald's and you're like, oh, I'd like to get a number 4, and they're like, what? they don't even say, how can I help you or can I take your order? They're like, what? And then I'm like, can I get a number 4 with this? Okay. And then I'm like, that's it. Would you like anything else? I just said that's it. Like, you just get so irritated.
And then you go up to the window and they're just like, yeah.
Exactly. They're on their phones or they're just like, not even, they're like talking to their friends.
Did you see the video where there was like catching fast food workers taking screenshots of your card when you go through the drive-thru?
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't even
I was like,
doubt it.
Okay.
I wouldn't doubt it because there was a time where people were confronting people in Starbucks, McDonald's, where they would take your card and have to go somewhere else to swipe it. And it's insane. It really is. It irritates me so much because people don't know how to have a conversation. And these lockdowns are going to make people worse. People hide behind the computer screen and they type a paragraph to rip you apart. Yet they still don't do it well. You don't do it well enough. And it's just going to make people more dumb. More socially dumb? Awkward.
Wait,
what is below dumb? An invalid?
Joe Biden?
Maybe.
Barry Obama?
Maybe even worse. Who the hell knows?
Oh, I don't remember.
I'm just so irritated. I'm facing that on social media. I wanted to step away from social media so bad. I literally had my phone and I was like, that's it. I'm out. Because people... You can ask a simple question in a group chat and you see who sees your response. And no one responds. You ask a question, not a damn person will answer you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is wrong with you people?
I don't know how.
You can go, but some of you can go and like, fuck this movie because it was with these Republicans, or fuck this movie, these Democrats, these liberals. But you can't answer a damn question. Like, where is this on the page? Something simple. But you sure can run your mouth when it comes to politics, which you have no idea about anyways.
Oh, God, they don't know anything
and you're just like, I'm so irritated with people. I really am.
I can tell.
It's worse and worse. I know, I'm triggered. I was triggered. Since Friday, I've been triggered. Let me tell you something. You sucked.
Okay, let me move this.
No, and in the schools, it's even worse.
Yeah.
These kids don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing.
They're not being taught anything anymore.
They don't even know how to answer. Like, a teacher asks you something, and they're just...
I can imagine here's like being in elementary school. Hey, Vanessa, you're not a girl. That's school today.
Oh my God, I just had someone say, thank you, lovely lady. I was messaging someone about a project they were doing, and they're like, I was like, here's the stuff. Let me know. And then she's like, thank you, lovely lady. And then she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not sure of pronouns. And I was like, is it happening to me right now? I was like, I don't even know how to respond to this. This is what I wanted to say first. I was like, no worries, you're good, I'm not that crazy. But I can't say that because people who actually who want to be they, them, or like legitimate people, I'm not talking about this agenda that's going on right now, or whatever. I really don't fucking care. We've talked about it. We don't fucking care. And I was like,
the person I know that's trans doesn't care.
Yeah, I was like, no, you're totally fine. I'm a woman.
Whoa!
I'm a biological woman.
You're a birther?
I haven't birthed anything, but yeah, I
guess. That's what you're.
I guess
you're a menstruator then. Even though men can menstruate. Did you see that too? Oh,
Did you hear about all the money they're going to do about fetus implants for the transgender
I heard
community?
the woman transplants, yeah.
Like, wait, so we're putting money towards this, but we can't cure these diseases, or like...
Well, that's why we gave a lot of money to Pakistan and Iran for gender studies.
Ukraine got a lot of money, and yet Hawaii can't even get that much money.
Well, no.
Let's keep going, guys.
FEMA gave them the $700
and
that they were
And Oprah and The
allowed.
Rock asked every average American to donate any money that they can. Yeah, we can't survive. We're barely paying our rent, so maybe I could donate 50 cents. Oh, sorry, we don't take that. It has to be dollar increments.
I got to research that before I speak on it, but there was something to do with, maybe your friend knows, because they were going to donate, they use this foundation, and it's like, it's not good money, it's not coming from a good place.
Not.
Well, because Oprah's a pedophile. You know that.
Screw Oprah. I hate how everyone loves Oprah, but you know nothing about this woman. If she really had that much money, she would help everyone.
Though I do want to post a video for gushing about how good Donald Trump was back in the 90s. That was my fun one. Because I saw a video on Twitter where Jesse Jackson, Oprah, Barack Obama, they were all gushing about how great he is and how he's the American dream and he's so good for the black community and all this stuff. We all know this. And it's like, that's the videos I like. I like the videos that show them how just what a bunch of hypocrites. Well, they don't look at it as hypocrisy, it's hierarchy. I get that. But, man, this is one of those strange episodes for us because I don't even, it riles us up.
It does. And
I don't even know where to go because what do we do?
You speak about it.
Well, yeah.
We do because this. The more you speak about it, the more people become aware of this stuff. Yeah. Like, I never thought, and I don't know if it was you, our follower here, that sent it to me about the girl, I believe it was.
She is the head of the elites. Right.
The what?
Oh, Oprah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and The Rock, who is very much plugged into.
When that video came out about the Oprah and The Rock asking for donations, I think you were the one that said they actually donated, but they were asking everyone. I realized that was through that fund, which means they didn't actually donate. Okay, and they were asking everyone to donate, and this one girl reacted to the video, and I really think it was you that sent it to me, Krista, but I remember the girl going, if you're stupid to believe this, they should be the ones donating money.
I think you showed that to me too.
And I sent it to you. And you were like, "Oh, I saw it. I think they're trying to they already donated. Or they're trying to donate."
Oprah did enough. She put blue roofs on everybody's home. She did enough over there.
Oprah was one of the ones that wanted to buy the land for cheap. Did you see that video? I think she sent it to me too. The video of
Sure, spread the news. That's true.
People in Hawaii going and saying like you burned all our homes down, and then you came in. These real estate companies came in and wanted to buy it. Immediately. Like, why is that not red flags?
And I'd be willing to.
Why do you want this land?
I wonder what financial institution they probably were.
People getting evicted because the landlord took the place as a loss and wants to sell it.
Do you think these people were affiliated with BlackRock or Vanguard?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, the thing I saw on Twitter was they're wanting to take this so they can make their smart island.
Yep.
And make it into basically...
The lady that was crying and upset, she said, to make your satellite island, which is what you just talked about, and we said no. We all voted no.
Yep.
And then this fire happened, and she said it.
And which they're now saying the power lines were shut off, 2 days before the fire even started.
Biden said that. He's like, oh, my friend was already, or whatever the guy's name, was already down there a week ago, and everyone's like, a week ago? Like, so that you knew about this.
Yeah. So Little St. James Island, Pacific.
Yeah, I hate that.
Because how many kids are still missing? How many kids? They're saying up to 1,000. Because the schools weren't in, so they're just like, oh, cool, kids are gone, parents are working. No. But we find no bodies. It burned so intense that it just charred them.
No one cares though. No one cares.
It ran its news cycle, and it's not even... I go through X, and it's like...
I don't want to say no one cares, because everyone's starting to realize that.
People care, but it's just...
They're like, wait a minute.
So many people go off of what they see on their feeds, or what they... If it's not on the feeds, and it's not being talked about by the anchor they listen to, they forget about it. Mm-hmm. And this is where, like you're saying, we need to spread... through the people we interact with in our bubbles and our circles and our videos and our coworkers. So I'm educating my coworkers all the time.
Right.
It was yesterday. And I said something about Maui, and they're like, "Oh, Maui, that poor fire. That's all probably over with now, right?" And I was like, "Do you know anything that's going on there?" She goes, "Well, yeah, some things caught on fire. I heard it was like a lightning, or because the climate's really bad." And I was like,
all right.
And I was like, sit down. Sit down.
You are going to get schooled now.
Look. You have homework. You're going to watch these 12 videos and wake the up.
And it's all right. Some people don't look at this stuff.
See? They own FEMA. Yep.
Sorry, go ahead. Try to live their life. But, again...
No, there's no climate. I know. She's cool.
Yeah, no, she's follows along with everything we say. That's what we're like-minded people. We're not dumb.
Joe goes to Florida. It's like, oh, no one can deny climate change. It's like, dude. I posted on Facebook about the top 5 hurricanes of all.
Yeah.
Nothing even. I think the oldest one was like 12, 13 years ago. It's like, one was 1900, one was 1935, one was 2005, one was 1992. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's
I understand intensity can increase as ocean water increases, but still, it's the natural flow. But yet, Bill Gates is destroying the fucking Amazon. Mm-hmm. They're taking away all the trees. There's gonna be no trees on this planet.
He has ownership of farmland
and the Australian cattle.
And no one seems to be like, why is someone who's the owner of Microsoft Technology owning farmland?
Why is he creating chickens?
He created lab meat. He has a percentage
meat.
in that lab meat that got talked about when the submarine sank and the Greek ship capsized. But that was real quick to get off the news. That
they were covering that in the Durham report. The Durham report, I think, is what they were covering mainly with that, and showing that everything Russia was Hillary's camp with the okay by Obama or Barry. Sorry, but there was a lot that was covered up that week. That week alone, there was like 6 or 7 stories that were trying to break. That couldn't break because we were worried about a submersible. Some idiots who decided to go down in basically a pillbox.
I'm sorry for the losses of those families. You got to be smart enough to understand the risk of things, but also $250,000 for a ticket to do this when that money could have gone to helping people. It could have gone, whatever. But I just don't understand some of these things. But also, when you were talking about your coworkers and educating them, like the department I work in, I've only have like there's a total of 4 of us, and there's 2 of us that is other 2, including me would be 3, are very in tune of what's going on in the world, and we're not dumb, okay? And so I am appreciative of that. And then the 4th one is very spiritual, very religious, but also is not dumb. And she just doesn't speak as much about it, but you see her kind of like shaking her head, yo. And you kind of have to stay with like-minded people, and I say that loosely because when I know people are going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to be with like-minded people. Like these people, we game all the time. We're extremists on the right side. We're extremists on the left side. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about common sense. You use your brain. All of us listen to podcasts, crime, justice, psychology, fitness, whatever. Anything interests us, but we're trying to constantly expand our knowledge, educate ourselves. But the people nowadays, they don't want to do that. They just sit in front and look at the news. And I'm like, why are you watching the news?
Yeah.
It's just
we need to just realize
fear.
That we need to come together because it's these parties, this uniparty crap, this globalist crap, the WEF, it's Klaus Schwab, it's that group that's what we need. That's what we're fighting against. Yeah. We're too busy fighting, left, right here, politics. And I get it because pretty much the left has been bought and paid for. The BlackRock video that was released talking about how much senators cost to buy off. It's like it's so cheap. But we need to, like she was saying, we were saying spread these words because we're fighting a bigger group. This is bigger than just what's here in this country.
Yeah.
But it's even today. I read something about Fauci's for some reason is back from the dead or something like that, saying that we see the studies they
why
he was about masks. He was
going to trial.
We saw the studies that they really didn't do much, but I hope that people understand that to listen to the government when we decide to implement these things again for the greater good. And it's like, but you just said again, there's a bigger. It's bigger than our petty squabbles online and stuff like that. But that's been the whole point. That was the 12-step program from the defector from the 80s, that Russian that said, this is how you destroy America from within, without a shot, without a missile, without a boot on the ground. Mm-hmm. This is how you divide. This is how you destroy America and conquer it. And anyone who comes up, speaks out, anyone from JFK to Nixon to Snowden to Trump, anybody, MLK, tries to change or do anything, we will destroy you. Look what happened in Ecuador. They spoke up, dead. Brazil, we talked about, banned. Pakistan, jailed. There's a new guy, I guess, in Argentina that's getting steam, and he's very much against the establishment and wants. He'll probably get the heart attack gun at some point. So
right. a lot of people have died recently
so
too.
It's like we got to keep talking. We got to keep talking because And people are going to be like, oh gosh, I don't want to hear it. It's so old, it's so boring, but it's so important
because we're
steamrolling to 2030. We're steamrolling.
It's
almost 2024.
All they talk about on the news, so you can't say that to us.
And it's in your face. They don't hide it. And for a while, it was in the shadows, and it was like conspiracy, and it was like, now it's just like, they're like, yeah, so what? What are you going to do about it? We have the power. And I think, coming after freedom of speech, coming at censorship, Second Amendment's next, so we can't defend ourselves. It's going to be, I fear for what happens in 2024, especially with the election. What's going to happen? What happens if they do succeed in getting him off ballots? What kind of revolution are you going to see in this country? Because people are fed up with the government.
I think of all the movies I've seen where people revolt and just, or we're under, I think of Hunger Games. I think of all these different movies that are potentially the future.
Good versus evil, yeah.
And it's just...
There won't, you know what? She said, makes a point, there won't be an election, because that's what Ukraine is doing, right? The elections are suspended because they're keeping the Russian thing going in that war. So Zelensky's right now just locked in power. What is going to happen if Trump survives all these indictments, the 14th Amendment, which is so stupid, because if you haven't been a part of anything, how can you pull him? What's going to happen?
Why not everyone else?
What?
I just don't understand. Like, I know why they're going after him, but there's so many other people they could have done that to as well. Because
he's the one that we can put in office, and he can tear this whole thing apart. He's already promised that's what he is going to tear it apart. The DOJ torn apart because Merrick Garland, just because he's pissed he's not on the Supreme Court, he's targeting him. You're going to shut down the FBI. You're going to strip that apart. You're going to reallocate those things, the IRS and those agents. You're going to reallocate that. You're going to build a wall which is going to cut off all that drugs and girls and trafficking and cartel members that come through. You're going to cut that off. You're going to cut off the money laundering piggy bank that's Ukraine. You're going to cut that off. You're going to impose tariffs on China. You're going to make them pay for things. You're going to sanction Russia. You're going to keep them responsible. He's going to create peace like he did, which this war in the WF doesn't want peace. Because if you have peace, then you're not afraid. If you're not afraid, you're not begging them for help. He is the biggest threat to their agenda of anybody, because he's the only one that can do what needs to be done. He can rally people. People can get behind him, and he has the guts and the ability. And if you believe in God put him right there in place to fight this good versus evil. The children, he's fighting for them. Everything.
I don't like how people praise him as a god. He is not.
He's not a god. Even if he's working under God's guidance, he's still not God. And the people extremists that do that, obviously, that's not good. But he's the only one, I think, because he's not paid, he's not bought. He's always been the threat, and he then never thought he was going to win. He was the orange monkey wrench. He monkey wrenched the hell out of their plans. It was supposed to go from Barry to Hillary, and then she was going to usher in the next wave, getting right up to 2028. By then, it's too late. Everything's regulated. Judges, Supreme Court justices, everything's in place. Nothing can be taken. Nothing can be stopped by then. And then they would have groomed the next one, probably a Gavin Newsom or something like that. Newsom would have jumped right in because he's related to Pelosi's. He's in that same mold. And then who knows what 2030 will look like. He ruined it all, and he's going to call it all out. His second term, because he's got nothing to lose, no re-election, tear it all apart. And the media's already on. No, the media's already on it. They're already like, we got to worry about this election because he's going to destroy our democracy by tearing it apart. It's like, but he's going to rip that deep state out. He's going to rip that evil out as best he can. He's fighting a huge opponent here, and I worry that he doesn't physically survive.
Oh yeah,
I'm with Tucker. I think that the next thing is assassination. They did it in Ecuador just recently. Why wouldn't they do it here?
Insane, because there are other people that should have been assassinated, and no one has tried to do it.
Oh, she has a thought.
What?
I don't know. She should be on our podcast sometime.
I've told you, listen to our episodes. We've always wanted to interview people, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. Or just
join. It's nice to have...
Yes, thank you for joining our Instagram Live.
No, it's just nice to be able... If we had a third, not here, but wherever comfortable, to talk to people who think... to bring more people in, because the people you see could see it. That's good to get more voices. I have no problem being a voice, and you don't have no problem being a voice.
No,
but the more voices, the better.
Again, I'll give you the perfect example, and I may be going. A lot of you might. I've said it in the last YouTube video and podcast that we recorded.
What? I look like shit. So look at.
I was combing my hair. I'm like, if I turn this way, you'll see how crazy my hair is.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, but okay, but I the thing, we've always said this. We do this so it creates a moment for you to think. We're not saying follow us, believe everything we say. We just say certain things so it triggers your mind to go, that could be a possibility. Oh, I didn't think of it like that. Even if you don't agree with us, Brian and I don't always agree.
Yeah.
So but it sets you up for the everyday life that we're living in now. To think and just go, put the puzzle pieces together. We've always said that. Mm-hmm. Put the puzzle pieces together. And one thing that I really find interesting is recently here in this state, there's a company, I won't say the company name, that is hiring for people to assemble things. This company, is this some random person that's on it?
No, request to be in your live. Is that her?
Who is that?
It's her.
Oh, yeah.
How do you do that?
I'm unsure. View request? Is that what it says?
This is a first.
Yeah, we're doing this for the first time. Oh, are we gonna get a live?
I don't know what I just did.
I don't either.
Oh my gosh.
We're learning together. There it is.
Oh my
gosh! Hello. Welcome.
I can't see. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Welcome.
Wow, we have a live. This is pretty
cool. We have
a
follower on our live.
Oh my god.
We won't move the camera to put you on the YouTube. We won't do that. We'll just keep you on the live. But get this,
I'm going to present this to you and you tell me what you think. I know what she's going to say because you're probably going to be on the same page as me.
Okay, so with the whole like Trump scenario and everything, like okay, so this is it. Like what I say, like you guys said, like you can take it with a grain of salt. Or
right.
It could be something for you to oh my god, does this go on my Facebook?
No.
Uh-oh.
Don't be scared.
Don't be over. Yeah.
It goes on your Instagram that you were live.
Oh, are we on Instagram?
Yeah, we're on Instagram.
Yeah, we're on Instagram.
Yeah. Not Facebook.
I don't know. I just like I saw y'all over live and I was like, click.
I don't know if the
Is someone else on?
I don't know if the mic was picking her up, but
someone else is watching.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but anyways, alright, so like I said, take it with a grain of salt or whatever. I mean, I don't get t-shirts. I've already been starting to put things out on Facebook, and people are like, oh god, Krista. But I don't care anymore. Like, if you are too, like...
I don't want to be your friend if you think simply don't understand what's going on in the world. So I don't care if people are like, oh, Vanessa.
Sorry, you don't have common sense.
Exactly. I just can't tolerate it anymore. I get way too worked up.
It's in your face. But
yeah.
But anyways, okay. So like I said, it's kind of a food for thought, okay? Because I definitely was down hardcore the train, I guess you would say. Trump is gonna be there. Like he's
right.
gonna be a man. He's gonna turn everything around. And then I did end up reading an article. I don't remember where. Like I go down the rabbit hole and I see one thing.
Oh, I've been there.
Down another rabbit hole because of going off of that article to another article. You know what I mean? So I can't like obviously sit there and quote. But going back to we're definitely in the world of good versus evil. What are y'all's thoughts on what if? Because everything that I ever read or see or anything, we're in a movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we're in a movie. We're watching a movie go down. Which I mean is true, right? So what if, for food for thought, and hopefully I'm making sense, okay? They're all in bed together, right? I mean everybody.
Yeah.
The government, the politicians, and I'm not just talking America. I'm talking about
yep. Right? Everywhere. Out everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's still part of the plan. So you have evil and bad, right?
Well, yeah, I've been saying that it's bad against evil. It's not evil and good. It's bad. It's like worse against worser, like even more worse.
Well, I meant okay. So when I said the good and evil, like the good would be the people awakening, the people standing up, the
Yeah.
people actually realizing what's happening, and obviously we are going against the evil.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
But the bad and the evil, I mean, whatever word you want to put it, would be more so what is being played out in front of us.
Right.
Does that make sense? So if they can't entrap us with one plan they devised, they're going to come up with another plan.
Yeah.
And so if let's just say, I don't want to just single out. I'm trying to describe it because I don't want to just like single out just one thing. Like as of right now, okay, so obviously the Democrat Party is in play, right?
Yeah.
We'll just go off the two parties. I mean, that's what's in front of us, right?
True.
Mhm.
So we have the Democrat Party. They can't get us, so then you're like, okay, well, we're gonna pay off the Republican Party, and we're gonna raise them up and make them great, and then everybody's gonna go towards them and just be like, we're gonna vote because the Democrats already put us into shit in a handbasket, and then we have this. I don't want to say savior because I don't want to put Trump on a pedestal anymore. Well, not that I put him on a pedestal, but you know what I mean. Like when I move down that avenue.
Yeah.
You have, him coming into play, but he's still a part of the plan. Do you guys?
It's just they took a step back because they realized we have realized what's going on. So they're like, let's put someone that is for the people or has ideas that would benefit, but we're going to take a step back until we can manipulate and control again full force and distract. Do you get what she's saying? Like
You almost sound like an Antichrist type of thing.
well, it will
almost in
be
a way.
someone who is still on board with
That's-
what their ideas and agenda is.
That's what I'm saying, because that's what it's supposed to represent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, like different. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It'll be like...
This is the article. I think I sent you the article. It was a while ago, and it talked about.
And they've talked about that in the spiritual world, because they've said Trump is not the answer, and he is being played as a puppet, which we know he's being played as a puppet and used as a distraction. But he also has his flaws that can cause issues, right? He's arrogant, he's cocky, he's, but there is always going to, like she's saying, someone who may be put forth as, oh, this is a good guy, or this is a good person, a good politician, we'll vote for them. But in reality, they're devil's advocate.
Oh.
Yes. Now Trump was put in the position as well to start the wake up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He did the movement of the wake up.
Right.
But like I said, it's no. I mean, I can't like try to describe or go deeper in what their plan is because I don't know what.
Right. We don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, you know what I mean? Like I think what it is. I mean, literally, like we don't, because I mean there are a lot of truthers out there that are heavily set forth on like it's Trump. And trust me, like I said, I totally was down that Trump is the only way at this moment because he is totally shaking things up. They don't like it. I feel like it's a lot of bad cop or good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, just another food for thought.
Okay.
Because I mean, there's just also so much like evidence that you can pull up, and like I said, everything is on the internet. Just do a little research.
That is
and
true.
It's not just the internet; it's also articles. It's
What are your sources?
Hey.
We have someone that continually asks for sources, and I'm like, the internet. The internet has everything.
It's legit. It's the internet, and it's also, and it's really sad too. I know this is a little bit off topic, but like with the news and everything, like we all knew the every news channel will say the same thing.
Oh, we've seen that montage many times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you know what it is now? It's being flipped, and actual truth is coming out, and because it has been instilled in so many people that the news isn't great and don't believe the news now. Like, you know what I mean?
That's why I said they've been open and honest. Now they've been saying what's really there now because they know people aren't going to believe what they say.
People aren't believing it.
Yeah, they're telling their agenda. People are just dismissing it now. Yeah.
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 It's very sad. But like I said with the whole shop thing, because I mean it was very like, I mean, you know, like and you know, God is moving, you know, Trump in being his little, like, what would you say, like chess piece, and I'm saying that like good chess piece, not as in chess piece, as in like for malicious, well, through the God way, which totally believed it too, because I do believe God will, you know, he with all of us, he uses us. I mean, look at what's happening now. We're having a podcast, y'all.
That's true. That's true.
And God is using us to spread the awareness and, you know, to be awake. We are to be awake in this time.
Yeah, it's a way to see who's there, who's on board, who believes, who's with. Yeah, we gotta just keep everybody going and spread the news. Start spreading the news.
But I mean, but like I said, with a lot of it, it's just like, I mean, if you just kind of go back to a lot of the things where, I mean, Trump was in bed with all of them too. I mean, look, he forgot Epstein Island.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't. And I thought it was, you know, at first, you know, with the wake up and everything, I thought that was a little strange too, because I'm like, dude, he goes and probably parties with all these people. Like, what are you talking about? And now all of a sudden he's just gonna throw them under the rug, like, randomly? Like, that just doesn't make sense. And then also, with the J6, with the people who got arrested, at first I thought it was the people got arrested because a lot of things in this movie they will say just to suffice for this movie to come to an end. But no, there are J6ers that are still in jail.
No.
And also the truthers believe that because Trump never conceded and Biden went in and the inauguration and everything wasn't a real inauguration, that things were different, and that it was his like funeral, because he ended up going to Gitmo. Because now what we are seeing is actors playing him and or clones. I mean, that's even out there, and people still.
Yeah, I've seen that with the tattoos and everything, and the differences in his body and everything. Yeah.
Right. Well, it's not just that. Like, I mean, his mask could be like halfway hanging off.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting that no one really looks at Biden and see the differences. Like, he looks different.
Like she was saying, the side.
Yeah, he looks different every time.
It's controlled, and I'm like.
And he has been in a basement the whole time. So.
But we would be classified as conspiracy theorists, extremists.
And that would get us shut down.
Yes.
On our video platform.
Conspiracy theorist. I don't care. I was gonna say I told you.
Oh no,
that's
term,
my shirt that's on the way.
The term conspiracy theorist, it's not an insult. I go, thank you.
Yeah, I do
I think I put two and two together. I look at possibilities.
The news is like, well, I mean, I'll go back to the news coming out true. I mean, they'll even be like, oh, well, the conspiracy theory of this, blah, blah, blah.
They have been mentioning that a lot lately on the news. The conspiracy theory is, and they're like conspiracy theorists that you've even posted about that, how they're bringing up conspiracy theorists, and it's true. It's a double-edged sword. It's like they want to.
Well, the new one today I saw with the J6 stuff, where they're getting facial recognition and now saying that these people, there were Ukrainian spies in those crowds that day, like Ukrainians that were there, and FBI informants and CIs and everything.
Oh, sorry, I went on a tangent, but okay, so like I said, with the truthers believe that, you know, pretty much Trump is still our president, but we have to play out this movie, right?
Yeah.
And he does things in the background, and everything has been pre-planned. I believe that 100%. Everything has been pre-planned, and I'm not just talking about just like within the last 10 years. Like centuries, everything has been pre-planned. You know, because of, like I said, to gain control, money, and And I know for a fact they were arresting people because my sister ended up, one of her friends in Oregon, he was there the January 6th, and I don't know if they pinged him on his phone or whatever.
Probably.
The eye in the sky.
Yeah, it's all the GPS positioning now.
FBI agents, he was getting off the plane in Oregon, and they pulled him aside and they took him to jail.
Probably no due process, no lawyer, no nothing, just...
No, they just take you in.
I don't know, I think he's out, but I'm just saying that that's just...
Yeah, they detain and they just put you... Yeah, I've heard that there's a lot of... Some of them, they're still there that been in jail for years.
It's crazy because even J6 has been debunked. Like, they show it that there was police officers escorting them through the damn Capitol. Like, it just...
Guys in ski masks that are very federally acting, pulling out glass saying, "Here, guys, your window's open."
But that's the test right there. That's the test. Showing that stuff and see who is going to realize what's really happening. And it's really sad to see people who are like, nah. It's right in your face and you still don't get it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying get it like this is really what happened, but to unwind everything that's going on in the world in front of us and people just...
Yeah.
So...
My process, and I hope this makes sense, on, like, a question in my head, I should say, not this, but is, okay, so, obviously, we'll just do elites across the board, right? We'll just, everybody, I mean, this is Hollywood, like I said, everybody's in bed with everybody, right? My question to myself, trying to figure out, is, I'm trying to understand, so we know that obviously they're doing a depopulation, right? That's why they're doing what they're doing. I'm trying to figure out why, so think about it, a lot of the conspiracy theorists and the people that are against and are awake didn't take the shot. Oh, can I say, is there things...
Yeah,
that's fine. Good. That's fine.
Yeah, you're good.
I don't want to...
We just say whatever here. That's fine.
Okay, well, I just don't want y'all to get, like, kicked off or...
It's all good.
Like I said, if you two were two, we'd go to Rumble, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm trying to figure out, and I made the comment to my husband, I was like, I'm not understanding, especially because right now, I don't know if I sent you Nessa this video, or the video of our girl, Aubrey, with, what's going to be happening with, like, the energies and everything that's going to happen, which also coincides with everything that's going on astrologically. So I believe everything like plays into play. We got your astrology, your just pretty much everything plays into play now.
Right.
But anyways, the energies and everything, and she was talking about and it's not just her, quite a few people, about from now going forward because of the sea coming out. That we're going to see a lot of sick people.
Well, yeah, there's people dying left and right now. And tons of people are sick.
Talking about that the new sea is going to, like, attack or attach or whatever people believe it's going to do is the people that took the shots.
Yeah.
Because they have a lower immune system. So, a lot of the people took the shots are people who, I get the generalized thing, because I'm going to have people come out at me and be like, I took it and I don't follow the Democrats. But you know what I mean? Like, the followers, okay? Why would they kill off their followers?
Because they don't
Does
care.
that make
Because
sense?
they don't care
Because they
about
don't
them.
care. In movies, we see that all the time. Cult leaders, they kill everyone.
Yeah, don't fall in the trap that they actually care about the people who follow them.
They just need followers.
But they will be the ones making the money, right? Why don't they go after the white people? I mean, I know they're trying to, but you know what I mean?
They go from in different ways.
Well, yeah, but they also, like a movie.
Because again, the depopulation of something like that, if the spike proteins were to be attacked and people were to start dying in droves, 20-30%, you don't think that wouldn't put the rest of us in such a fear and shock that we wouldn't just say, help us, do something, save us? It's that you're counting on the people that are left saying, oh crap, okay, here, just let us have our land, our 15-minute city, just thank you for what you're giving us.
Yeah.
They don't care.
It's like,
this is just...
he describes what a movie is.
Yeah.
You see, like the people that get all these people.
It's like a Bond. It's like a Bond villain.
They kill their own, but it gets to their head, and they're like, "I'm powerful. Nothing can stop me." And then in the end, they actually get stopped, or like you said, people turn around. They're like, "We need help. We will follow you," because they always think
they're
I
so
will be
arrogant.
followed
They're
no matter
so
what.
arrogant. The Klaus Schwab of the world. He's so arrogant that he
Yeah.
will give you bugs and nothing more to eat, and you will just sit there and say thank you.
Thank you.
Please, sir, can I have some
You are
more?
my savior. Yeah, thank you. You're my savior. That it's that evil storyline.
Yeah.
They always think that nothing can stop them, and if something does try to stop them, they will still prevail.
And they're in that part where they're telling you their evil plan, even though the plan's not over yet.
Right.
So we're at that part.
Again, guys,
Yeah.
like this is coming true. Like every episode, some of the episodes you can't like pull up. So I'm like, those must be like the next ones that are gonna happen. But every like pretty much almost every episode of Simpsons has happened so far. You got the Maui. You have a freaking Trump being elected. You have all of the different like what is it? What country has where they have the chemical spill and they're saying, oh, the fish are fine.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
So yeah,
And then the chemicals from the trains and stuff.
East Palestine, Ohio. East Palestine was horrible, which didn't. Yeah.
The head of them like shows him eating the fish out of the sea or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Probably not even from there, so he's probably.
Yeah.
Well, and then the Fukushima power plant, that's now being put into the sea, so nothing to see there. Yeah. Yeah, the Japan, yeah, where they're gonna actually create Godzilla.
Yeah.
I'd be like, it's not China.
Yeah.
Godzilla! Godzilla's coming! Godzilla's coming, y'all. You ready for this?
Like,
Godzilla!
it's three-eyed like fish,
Yeah.
like the guy on The Simpsons. Like it's just so I'm like I really want to.
Oh, the Simpsons creator, that guy who's been on Epstein Island many times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's an elite.
The creator.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he totally put everything in front of us.
Yeah.
We
That-
thought it was funny at the time.
They
Yeah.
unveil everything.
Becoming true.
Everything. It's like, wow, how did he know? It's like, well, part of it.
Well,
Or he was the puppet, yeah.
yeah, no, we've definitely talked about a lot of different things. We'll definitely have to have you back on the podcast at some point. Maybe pick a topic and we can discuss. But
Yeah, we're a little long
we're at an hour and 12 now, which is great.
Which is, it's
But-
really good. The interaction's great.
But we will definitely do another one. We'd like to kind of keep everything to like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour at the most.
Yeah.
But
So I went on Instagram Live and everybody's like popping on. So I
no.
Anybody? Yeah, I have people. There's 3 of my people that.
Oh,
are
they're
doing-
popping
Oh,
on.
popping
I
on.
thought you said
Oh,
popping on. So like, subscribe, V&Brian Against the World. Follow us because we'll be when the apocalypse comes. Guess what? We will still be podcasting.
Because I got plenty of I got spam. I got spam in my pantry. We are good to go.
Mia that's on there right now is Officer Mia. She actually is there with you guys in Gilbert.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Mia.
It's Kevin's cousin.
Well, we will have to have her on the podcast. We will have to have all these people and get their opinions. And
We'll just have to next live. We'll just have to open it up and just be like, let's go. Let's
it'd
do
be
this.
great.
Yeah.
Have everyone pop on. So
True.
yeah,
Okay.
well, we talked about a lot, but glad to have you. Thank you. Always sharing back and forth
Yeah.
information
It's
between
good.
the 3 of us. And until next time,
Yes.
maybe we'll talk about something else, something more.
Thank you for pulling me up on it.
No,
Yes.
it's fun.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being on the live. And next time we'll probably talk a little bit more pop culture because believe it or not, with politics and the media, pop culture, there's a lot of stuff
There's
happening
a lot of things,
in
yeah.
the pop culture, entertainment industry. It all plays hand in hand. So until next time,
Thank you.
bye. Good to see you.
Bye.
Bye. And now we will shut everything
And now,
off.
thanks.
Like, how do I get off of here?
Oh no. Yeah, I don't know how to do that either.
Look here.
Boy, this is great when you do live stuff and you don't know what to do.
Bye.
I think
There
I-
it is.
Okay, and now we're going to shut down our video.
Yes. It says, yes, I am. Yes, please. I will. Nice. We have future
Yay.
interviews.
But for now, for our video and for our podcast,
until next time.
I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you could hear. I'm gonna have to see. Hopefully, she came
I think
through on
so.
the mic.
This is a pretty strong mic. So
Thanks for listening. Keep awake. Keep aware.
like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. All that good stuff for the live people and for the video people and
Yes.
for the podcast people.
And remember, sarcasm. It's what I do best.
Yes.
Actually, both of us do it really well.
We do really well. Okay. Bye bye.